So again, we have a potential dangerous situation in Scottsville, North Carolina. This is just pushing into Allegheny County, so it'll be out of our area in a matter of about, I'll say about 5 minutes or so, but that's a pretty tight circulation. It's even got a little bit of inflow into this storm here, and the Weather Service, again, might have to tornado warn this for far eastern Ashe County. So I'm going to keep you advised on that. We also have severe thunderstorm warnings again for Hawkins, Greene, Washington County, Iroquois County, Cobb County, and Hamilton County in East Tennessee. This is past Cobb and Hamilton County for the most part, though. And this thing is actually trying to spin. It's got some damaging winds. If you are in Mossheim, I'd be in my safe place. Damaging winds 60 to 70 miles an hour are possible, and a tornado warning for Ashe County until 6:45. So again, we are now on the air with tornado warning coverage for Ashe County, North Carolina, until and again we're getting everything fixed here for a tornado warning now. So again, this is a tornado warning for Ashe County until 6:45. So we're on the air. We're the first to be on the air, and this is quickly moving into Allegheny County, but it's on the line over Scottsville. And if you know anyone in Pine Fork, New Hope, Frutches, and Allegheny County, give them a call, give them a heads up that this storm could be producing an isolated tornado over Ashe County, North Carolina. Let's go to Greene County. We have an area trying to rotate along I-81, so along the 81 corridor. If you are in Albany, Gilbert, Brotherton, Woodlawn, and eventually Bailington and Castile Springs and Ottaway in Greene County in East Tennessee, go ahead and get near that tornado safe place, because we have an area that's trying to rotate along the line of storms. It's heading straight for the Tri-Cities. So just heads up, we are now in tornado warning coverage though until 6:45 this evening. Again, tornado warning coverage until 6:45 for Ashe County, North Carolina. It's this very tight area where these green and reds are coming very close together over Scottsville right now. And again, we are on our radio partners as well. So if you are listening to us on the train jams, we apologize for interrupting your programming. But we are going to stay in coverage for this until the tornado warning expires, and until I believe that the danger is past, not just in Ashe County, but also the rotation in Greene County in East Tennessee as well. And this rotation is now, for the most part, into Allegheny County, North Carolina. But we're going to stick with this this Ashe Allegheny County storm for just a few more moments, because it is our current tornado warning. I know some of our partners are listening to us. Keep me updated, if you don't mind, on the Greene County cell if the rotation increases. We're going to track this off to the east, moving slowly at 15 miles an hour. And this storm is going to move toward Whitehead at about 6:45. Not a lot of population in the path of this possible tornado as it's moved into Allegheny County. This would eventually, if it holds itself together, move into Sparta, North Carolina. And if you're in southeast Grayson County, I don't think it will affect you, but just keep an eye out for southeast Grayson County as well. Again, this is Ashe County into Allegheny County now. But over Scottsville, I'd still be in my safe place right there on the border. And we will come back to that storm in moments. Affecting more of our viewing area is a line of thunderstorms now that has potentially developed, and including Greene County, Hawkins County, Washington County, Tennessee, and Iroquois County. Is a severe thunderstorm warning until 7 o'clock for damaging straight line winds of 60 to 70 miles an hour, but a little bit of broad rotation to the north of Mossheim along I-81 in Greene County. So let's go back to our tornado warning. This is our big area of concern for Ashe County until 6:45, and that is where we're going to stick at until the Weather Service either cancels the tornado warning for Ashe County or until we see that the severe storms in East Tennessee are weakening. We're just going to stick on the air with you all to this danger. We do want to note real quick, I'm going to zoom out because we do have some flash flood warnings in effect. We're going to turn off all radars. So we have the current tornado warning. That's the blinking red polygon here on your screen. We have the severe thunderstorm warning. That's the yellow polygons, and flash flood warnings in the green polygons, including parts of southeast Washington County, Virginia, most of Johnson County, parts of Smith County, and Grayson County in southwest Virginia. Those flash flood warnings are respectively the Johnson, Washington County warning until 8:45 and the Smith, Grayson County warning until, I believe that one is until 10:15. Our tornado warning, though, in Ashe County goes until 6:45. And a good decision by the Weather Service, I believe, to issue a tornado warning on this cell, because this rotation is pretty tight near the New Hope area, and this has taken a little bit of a northerly turn. So in case this does impact parts of Grayson County, near the Edmonds area, I'm just going to track this. I'm going to track it at about 20 miles an hour because I think it's moving faster than 15. This would be there around 7:15 or so. So just in case, we want to give our folks, our viewers near Low Gap, Delhart, McKnight's Mill, Cox Mill, and Delhart in southeast Grayson County a heads up just in case this warning would have to be extended. But right now, our main concern in East Tennessee is an area of very strong winds. It's just pushed through Mossheim and pushing toward Castle Springs and Newmansville. This thing's trying to surge out ahead of the line, which could produce a quick spin-up of a tornado. So if you're in Greene County, I would be steps away from a tornado safe place as well. This is what we're looking at here. So if you are in Warrensburg, Briar Thacket, Harrodsville, Russellville, all clear from the severe storms for you. And this is one more round of rain that's going to push through the Tri-Cities metro and could, again, potentially cause flooding issues over the next couple of hours for areas that have already saw flooding, especially around southwest Washington County, Virginia, and the city of Bristol at this current point. So we will, again, continue to advise on this tornado warning. We go back to it. This will probably be our last update on the tornado warning because the rotation, at least, in this storm has moved into Allegheny County. So therefore, we are going to continue. We'll keep you updated for when the Weather Service formally cancels this warning, but we're going to go back to severe thunderstorm warning coverage. And East Tennessee. So again, if you are in Ashe County, I am formally giving you the all clear from our tornado warning in eastern Ashe County. This is an Allegheny County issue, but we'll keep an eye out if you're in southeast Grayson County here. And a flood advisory, by the way, coming out by the Weather Service in Blacksburg for parts of Ashe County and the far northwest tip of Watauga County until 9:30, and a flood advisor as well for most of the metro, by the way, until 7:30, including the northern part of Johnson City and all of Bristol and Bluntbill down over into Abingdon and back toward our flash flood warning. That goes a little late until a little later tonight. We've not got a scan from the Weather Service radar in Morristown in the past 6 minutes. I am hoping that radar has not went down. That would be a worst case scenario. In this situation, we have no radar to cover the Tri-Cities if that radar goes down. So we're kind of hoping that's not happened. And because we was looking at a little bit of spin in this storm. So we're going to keep an eye out for it. Again, if you're in Ashe County and you're just tuning in, got the alert on your phone of a tornado warning while it's currently still in effect, the all clear in Ashe County in North Carolina. So that is good news for our viewers and friends in Ashe County. No more tornado danger in that area, as that storm has moved from Ashe County into Allegheny County. That's where this red and green here is coming together, and near New Hope, North Carolina. And eventually will move towards Sparta, and the rotation is falling apart. So that's the good news there for folks even in Allegheny County, just outside of our viewing area. Let's head back to the current storm of concern. We just got a new radar scan from Morristown, still showing damaging winds pushing toward Ottaway, Newmansville, Grandview, Graytown, Liberty Hill, Balenton, Geraldstown, eventually Sulphur Springs, Jonesboro, Johnson City, as this goes over the next 30 or so minutes. This storm, according to the Weather Service, is moving at about 30 miles an hour, but we believe this is having kind of surge ahead in the line, so it could be moving just a little bit faster than that. It's kind of bowing out. As I track this off to the north and east, we're just going to go 40 miles an hour. We're tracking it toward Greenville at 6:27, so in the next few minutes. Tusculum 6:33, Limestone 6:43, Geraldstown 6:46, Taylor Mill 6:51, Fall Branch area 6:55, Jonesboro 6:57, Johnson City just a little after 7 o'clock this evening. And as we go up toward Bluff City around 7:20, Walnut Hill 7:27, and Bristol area, another round of strong to severe storms and the potential of very heavy rainfall around 7:30 or so. The good thing is this round might move just a little bit faster than the rounds over the past couple of days that have produced some flash flooding issues. Again, this over Albany is some very damaging wind gusts around 60 miles an hour according to the radar. So 50 to 60 mile an hour winds will be possible there. Isolated gusts up to 70 could be possible with how this storm is kind of bowing out a little bit here. If I switch it back to our high-res reflectivity, you can see that. Okay, we have a camera here that we're going to try to show to get you a good camera here. Okay, this is a shelf cloud here. Let me just do it this way to show it to you. This is obviously not first warrant Doppler, but this is a shelf cloud moving right over Greenville at this current point. Very nice shelf cloud indicative of very heavy rain and gusty winds moving in that area. So that's from our partners over at Green WX. Again, a shelf cloud in that area. So as it's moving over as this storm is moving over the Greenville area, you can see the winds gusting there. If you are in Greenville, that storm is just moving into your area. So we're going to switch this back to radar, and I'll keep that camera up on another monitor. But we are going to continue to watch this here as we head into I-81 Baileyton. You're next in line for this along the 81 corridor. I believe that's exit 30 is the Baileyton exit. Sorry, it's 36. And that is where this storm will be heading to next here. The damaging winds, the highest potential of damaging winds is what I'm going to track here. Because as it moves northeast, the highest potential of damaging winds will track through parts of Washington County, Tennessee, Sullivan County, and into Washington County, Virginia, if it holds its current track, let's say at 35 to 40 miles an hour. It would be entering the Johnson City Metro around 7 to 7:15, and the Bristol Metro around 7:30 to 8 o'clock tonight. That's if these storms continue to be strong, and we can officially give the all clear to Ashe County in western North Carolina. They are continuing the tornado warning, though, for parts of Allegheny County, but that rotation fell apart. But again, Ashe County under the tornado warning. So back to our East Tennessee storms that we are currently tracking here as we continue to have these storms push off here to the north and east. Fall Branch is in line for these storms. You're going to find Fall Branch on our radar. Just had them a little bit ago. I remember mentioning Fall Branch here. For some reason, it's not popping up there in Sullivan, or in Washington County near the Sullivan County line. Yeah, some of this damaging winds potential and heavy rainfall potential is definitely going to come toward you in the Fall Branch community there between Kingsport and Johnson City and parts of northwest Washington County towards southern Sullivan County. So there's that, and again, we're continuing to watch the line of storms here. This is let me try to get this to load. This was a better view of the shelf cloud as it moved into that camera view. A screen grab from our partners at Green WX. We're just going to take this real quick. Did not work. This was from our friends. Oh, that did not work. Hang on just one moment. So it's from our friends at Green WX. That shelf cloud moving in indicative of very gusty winds along the leading edge of this. And they've updated our severe thunderstorm warning. So let me get back to the Weather Service chat room. National Weather Service is going to take Cott County, Tennessee out of the warning. Weather Service now saying at 6:27, severe thunderstorm over Greenville, moving northeast at 30 miles an hour. Now these damaging winds are observed by trained weather spotters. I don't say observed in the chat room, but the text of the warning says trained weather spotters are reporting damaging winds. So at this point, we're going to continue to track this line now with observed winds on this, moving through Greene County. And again, even some power outages might be being reported here in parts of Greene County, or at least some power issues. So if you're listening to us on the Tri-Jams, just heads up in case we do have power outage issues. Let me try to find our poweroutage.us map. And Jefferson County and Sevier County continues to see the power outage numbers rise. So just power outages will also be possible at this line of strong to locally severe wind gusts, and it's trying to rotate again here along I-81. And very damaging winds now over the Ottaway, Castle Springs, and Newmansville area of Greene County. So, and this thing is producing frequent lightning as well, which continues to be an indicator that this storm is very strong and severe at this point as this storm continues to move through. This is Tuscaloosa. I'm seeing a picture there of another shelf cloud in Tuscaloosa. If you have pictures, let me get our graphic to where you can send us your pictures here. And actually, I'll post that in the comment section here. Pin that. So if you have any damage and when it is safe to do so, you can send us pictures. And I need to edit that. That did not go how I planned on that going out. So that's the ways that you can send us pictures, and I'll pop that graphic onto the screen in just a moment. But again, if you're watching us, there are the potential for damaging winds. So if you have any tree damage, send us your pictures via our social medias or our text line number, which is on your screen now. It's also in the Facebook comment sections here at this current point. All right, back to radar we go. Sorry we couldn't keep that up long because we continue to have the threat of damaging winds and a new radar scan coming in showing that damaging wind potential over the Bailington, pushing right into Newmansville and Bailington right now, and tightening up a little bit of rotation near Bailington. If I'm in Bailington, I'm going to be steps away from our tornado safe place. We have a broad area of rotation. Weather Service here soon, within the next 10 to 15 minutes, we'll have to extend this severe thunderstorm warning into the Tri-Cities Metro. So just heads up, Metro, you're about to get a warning here, most likely over the next little bit. We're going to also, I'm going to try to set up the wall so we can get some coverage really quickly. Let me just get that going. Just real quick. Okay. Sorry about that, folks. We're just trying to get our green screen working so we can provide a little better coverage to you. Okay. Let me send that over here. And then we will be ready to go. Okay, so again, because this is trying to rotate here near Bailington. So if I'm in Bailington, I'm in a safe place right now, away from windows. And again, if you have pictures, we have pinned a comment in Facebook at least of the ways you can send us pictures. And really quickly, while I set up our weather wall, we're going to put this information here onto your screen. We have our Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. We also have our email, firstborntry@gmail.com, and our new text line that we just put on the screen. The phone number is on the screen for you right now that you can send us pictures into. If you have any storm-related damage, we'd love to see it. When it's safe to do so, do not take pictures during the storm danger. We don't advise you go outside during this storm. It's producing a lot of heavy rainfall, a lot of frequent cloud-to-ground lightning, and some gusty to damaging winds. And the lightning alone, we advise you not to go outside in. So let's go back to our reflectivity imagery. And our velocity imagery, where those bright colors are, those oranges, those yellows, that's where we're seeing the gustiest of winds within this storm. That winds could be up to 60 to 65 miles an hour, and that is severe winds. Anything over 58 miles an hour is actually severe winds. And no hail is really expected within this, but we're seeing there just near Bailington, or just, I believe it's just to the west of Bailington, we're seeing a little bit of a green and more gray and more red. So there is actually some green in there coming together here as I walk back around, and that's where we could see a little bit of broad rotation. If that can tighten up there and get a little kink in that line, get a little bit of inflow, we could look at some rotation, and even if it doesn't produce a tornado, that can enhance the damaging wind threat within this cell. Again, if you're over Bailington, we want you to get down. You want to be close to that tornado safe place. This storm is bowing out. This is going to be a big wind producer. If you are in parts of Greene County, Hawkins County, and then eventually into parts of Sullivan and Washington counties in East Tennessee. And if it holds itself together, even into Southwest Virginia as well. So we'll have the damaging wind threat here over the next little while, and as soon as we can get on our wall, we shall do so for you, because that we can provide a little bit better coverage when we're on the green screen versus when we are not. So let me just get this all set up. I believe I need to lower this just a little bit. Alright, we are about ready to hop in front of the wall, folks. So, alright, here we go. We should be up on your screen in just a moment so we can continue our live team coverage of severe weather. I'm Skylar Doyle, actually flying solo here in the Weather Center tonight. Austin Hanna is on vacations, I do believe. So he's not helping out tonight. It's just me here on the air with you. But we have multiple our team behind the scenes, and our partners at Green WX is helping out as well, helping us keep track of these storms that are still trying to rotate and produce damaging straight line winds. We're going to see where they draw this new severe thunderstorm warning, because I believe they're going to have to issue one sooner rather than later on this cell. So let me paste that in there, and we should be good to go in a area hydrological discussion has been issued. So they're saying some flash, urban, and small stream flooding in the southern Appalachians is possible. Significant. Oh, okay. This is a discussion we don't see a lot around here, folks. It's saying there is some rapid onset flooding probabilities up to 25%, with scattered reaches of 50 to 75%. Across parts of our metro, we have some increased flooding numbers, including areas near Johnson City, Tennessee, and Bristol. And so there could be some isolated, significant flooding impacts in the metro. So just want to give you a heads up. This is straight from the Weather Service, WCO. And just want to give folks a heads up on that here. We're looking at a flooding threat as well. We're going to zoom out into a big picture, as a lot of you are watching us. If you're not in the warning, you're fine. But these storms are moving northeast, so if you're in Sullivan County, Washington County, Tennessee, parts of Carter County, Southeast Scott County, Virginia, Washington County, Virginia, the city of Bristol, Virginia. Heads up, these storms are heading your way, and these are producing some damaging wind gusts. The winds, the Weather Service are saying, have been confirmed by train spotters. So we are going to continue to watch these very closely here as they push off to the northeast. And again, I'm going to hop on the wall here with you folks, or at least try to. See if we can transition that on, and we can, because we have this area here. First off, this yellow here is where the damaging wind, 60 to 70 miles an hour, is occurring. But this area here near Bailington has been trying to rotate for quite some time, but remained quiet broad, luckily. Let's zoom out for a big picture look at things here on our first warning Doppler radar. I want you to know it is 6:39 on a Saturday evening here. Not the way we want to spend our Saturday evening, being stormy in the Tri-Cities. But we have some flooding issues and some severe storm issues across the Tri-Cities area. And again, we are under a level 2 out of 4 risk of flash flooding. That's actually just being updated here by the National Weather Service. The entirety of the first warning Tri-Cities coverage area, for the most part, besides the far northern part of Leslie County, Kentucky, is in a level 2 out of 5 risk of flooding. And with this round of rain moving through, it could dump another quick inch on you if it sets over you for a long enough amount of time, and flooding issues would become likely, especially if you've already saw flooding issues this evening, especially around southwest Washington County, Virginia, down in Bristol, and then over here where we have our flood warnings. They still have the tornado warning up for Ashe County, North Carolina. I'm sorry, for Allegheny County, North Carolina. But just for our folks, our people over there to know, our friends over there to know, even though it's out of our coverage area, we'll go to it for just a second here. This area of rotation is quite broad and would not require an extension into more of Allegheny County. And that did include Ashe County earlier, which is why we initially came on the air. We're still watching a swath, though, of damaging winds pushing across parts of Greene County in East Tennessee. So that is what we're watching at this current point, damaging straight line wind potential across Greene County, and it's about to push in to Washington County. It's also affecting parts of southern Hawkins County. Sullivan County will be affected as well by this thunderstorm threat. So these areas really need to be on guard in regards to thunderstorm development or thunderstorm movement over the next hour or so. As we check our chat room, the Weather Service still not saying nothing. They still have 19 or so minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning, but it's going to be out of the polygon here soon, or at least the damaging wind potential will be. Storm is kind of moving a little slowly, which means it's dumping heavy amounts of rain. In the past hour, these areas that it's moved over, it's dumped, let's see, close to an inch of rain, 3/4 of an inch to an inch. So if that trend continues to the northeast, areas of Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol could see that same trend of 3/4 of an inch to an inch. Locally higher amounts where the heaviest of rain falls. That's just kind of a general idea of what we could see here on our as we go through the rest of our Saturday evening. Again, we know we have some flooding out there. We'll try to get to our pictures here before we get off the air this evening. And also, if you're listening to us on the radio right now, I want to tell you, I-81 is almost a no-go around Bailington right now. Very heavy amounts of rain between basically Geraldstown and Mossheim on I-81, and some damaged gusty winds just south of the 81 corridor there. Some wind there as you're along State Route 172, near that near Lucas Springs and Roaring Spring, State Route 172 heading from Bailington down into downtown Greenville Metro. So again, as this damaging wind moves off to the north and east, we're going to watch it very closely here. And okay, this is probably the more shocking alert of the. There's been some shockers today. They are going to not extend the severe thunderstorm warning, and they're going to issue a special weather statement for a strong line of strong thunderstorms from near Gordonsville to 9 miles north of Tusculum to 7 miles north of Hot Springs, North Carolina, moving to the northeast at 30 miles an hour. They're going to say winds up to 50 miles an hour Locations in this include Johnson City, Kingsport, Bristol, Tennessee, Elizabethton, Irwin, Gate City, Jonesboro, Groynesville, Weber City, and Banner Hill. This includes parts of Scott County, Virginia, Sullivan County, Tennessee, Hawkins County, Tennessee, Greene County, Tennessee, Unicoi County, Tennessee, far west Carter County, and most of, if not all, of Washington County, Tennessee. In this new special weather statement, which is a strong thunderstorm alert, I'm still noting here in Lucas Springs or Roaring Springs on radar, the area of enhanced winds between 50 and 60 miles an hour. They've calmed down just a bit and not let my guard down, and these are producing also very heavy amounts of rainfall, up to 3/4 of an inch to an inch as this moves through your area, which could produce localized flooding issues across the Tri-Cities metro. We are going to continue to track this. We're going to stay with you until the Weather Service does expire officially the severe thunderstorm warning. We're just going to make sure that this doesn't re-strengthen back up. They don't extend this, but they're kind of issuing that heads-up special weather statement out ahead of this. That's this blue box that you see here. And to me, normally that would tell me they're not going to extend the severe thunderstorm warning. We do still have 15 minutes left on it, and they've just updated to get some all clears in western Greene, western Hawkins County, and Hamilton County. They're giving all clears. So the northern part of Unicoi County within this warning, western parts of Washington County, the good central part of Greene County in this, as well as parts of southern Hawkins County, bumping right up to Groynesville and Rogersville within this severe thunderstorm warning. And again, as I go look at our new velocity scan, the winds are coming down a little bit on this storm, which is good news in the way of damaging winds leading to trees and power lines coming down. Here, just north of Newmansville, that's where our damaging winds is, and just to the southeast of Binghamton and to the southwest of Geraldstown. Eventually, this will push toward the Sulphur Springs area, the Jonesboro area, the Johnson City metro. Most damaging winds will probably push just south here if I track this on a northeast motion, and I'm going to zoom this out. The heaviest winds showing up on radar, at least, will probably move south of Kingsport and toward Bristol if they continue on their current track, and I'll move them at 30 miles an hour, and we'll calculate that and put it into the Geraldstown area at 652, Horse Creek 705, Grace 718, Smith Shoal Subdivision 722, Boones Creek 724, Piney Flats at 736, Bluntville 740, Nut City 742, Walnut Hill 748, Bristol 752, Lime Hill 756, Three Springs back at 754, Benham's 801, downtown Bristol, Virginia 802, High Meadows 806, the Wallace area 807, Highlander Park, Evergreen Hills, that's the exit 10 area of Bristol, between 8 and 8:15 if this storm continues on its current track with its current strength. Again, these storms are pushing off to the north and east very closely. We're watching the flood threat with these, and as well as the damaging straight line wind threat. Severe thunderstorm warning remains in effect for parts of Greene, Hawkins, Unicoi, and Washington counties until 7. Unsure if the Weather Service is going to extend the warning, but the winds at least look to be calming down on this storm, which is some good news, at least on our low-level slice on velocity. Let's switch up and tilt up just a little bit. Now those winds likely look to be coming down. Another little area of gusty winds developing down toward Limestone. So we'll watch that here very closely as well. But again, so just north of Newmansville near Limestone are areas of concern. It's still trying to bow out. But some very heavy rain could be possible within this. Light rain out ahead of it, which could be impacting the storm's strength and could help at least the severe threat. The light rain out ahead of it could last for a little bit. Some sprinkles, maybe some moderate rainfall near the heaviest of rain, and then a little light rain behind it, and then you're done. There could still be some scattered showers behind it, or maybe an isolated storm until about midnight, 1 a.m. But most of the threat of rain and storms will be over once this line passes through the area that is currently over Greene and Hawkins counties, about to push into Washington County and East Tennessee. So that's some good news. The initial reason that we came on the air this evening was we had one little cell that was very concerning to us back in western North Carolina. It's a cell that's over Sparta right now. It's basically, at least severe-wise, has collapsed. But it had rotation on it, and I should have it to where I can go back enough here, and this is all still trying to load in. And we'll show you, we start getting concerned right here. This was at around 6 o'clock. The Weather Service issued a severe thunderstorm warning for Ashe County because we started seeing this little area of rotation in Ashe County, North Carolina, and it got really tight there over Scottville. They issued a tornado warning here at around 6:15 or so, and then for this storm in East Ashe, and then they eventually have let that go as it moved into Allegheny County because the rotation is decreased. But a little concerning situation in there. And we could have had a tornado touchdown eastern Ashe County a little while ago in western North Carolina. If you have any damage pictures that you can send to us, we have those ways to do that here on our pinned comment. And we're getting questions, and I'm going to get to those now. Johnson County, heads up. Yeah, this storm could eventually impact parts of Johnson County, but also heads up for the potential of flooding. A flash flood warning for most of the county remains in effect until 8:45. Radar indicated flash flooding. It is weakening just a little bit, but it's still pretty stout. I've seen lightning decrease a little bit, and pop up. It won't let me pop up the velocity here, but it's not popping that up for me. And it's thundering in Fall Branch. Thank you for that report there on Facebook from Marissa Nelms. And we'll see here, the radar is being all funky on us, but I'll try to load velocity. Yeah, the wind speeds, we're not seeing those bright colors anymore. We're still seeing a little bit here near Liberty Hill, but we're not seeing as bright of colors as we was on velocity, which is some good news. There's still some gusty 40 to 50 mile an hour winds are possible. But the good thing is that our main threat of damaging winds look to be subsiding with this storm. The severe thunderstorm warning is likely going to be allowed to expire at 7 if they don't cancel it sooner. But we're going to watch this as it moves northeast into heavily saturated soils of the Tri-Cities metro of Johnson City and Bristol, especially Bristol. We saw this recent rounds of heavy rain over the past 48 hours or so. So we're going to watch this closely for a flooding threat. This is probably transitioning more flooding than damaging winds, but we'll keep a track on it, and obviously if there's more severe weather warnings, we'll be right here to let you know again. You can send us any pictures you have on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, our email, firstone@gmail.com. I will be monitoring that closely. And then also our new text line that we have. You can send that. They just canceled the warning, I believe. Yep, they're going to let it expire. So the warning is off the board. We are just with a strong thunderstorm alert. So we're going to go off the air now. Potential for 40 to 50 mile an hour winds moving into the Tri-Cities metro. Very locally very heavy rainfall, which could lead to about, let's see here what it's been dropping recently over the past hour. 3/4 of an inch to an inch, and even in southern Greene County dropping almost 2 inches of rain, or in western Greene County. So 1/4 of an inch to an inch, or 3/4 of an inch to an inch and a half is definitely possible as this continues to move off to the northeast. Only moving at 30 miles an hour, so it's going to take a little bit to clear through because you have light rain ahead of it, light to moderate rain ahead of it, a band of heavy rain, and a little bit of light to moderate rainfall behind it. More showers, more isolated though after the line moves through your area, more isolated showers until about midnight tonight. Also rain developing in East Kentucky along Carlin, Letcher, Leslie counties. We'll watch that as well pretty closely. For now, one final look at First Warning Live dual pole Doppler radar. From our Morristown radar, we are tracking storms from basically Churchill to Tusculum pushing northeast. If we have more severe weather alerts, we'll go ahead and we'll come back on the air and break back into our radio partners. But for now, we're going to go off the air and we'll come back as need be from the First Warning Tri-Cities Weather Alert Center. I'm Scarlett Oil. Thank you for watching, and stay safe out there, and have a great rest of your Saturday evening.